What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys my review for Boruto Manga Chapter 76, titled A Girl's Sanctuary. So pretty much, I don't know if all of you guys have seen my previous video, but I did talk about why this is so delayed, and I do apologize for that. Pretty much, to sum it up real quick, I did get hit with a copyright strike on my Boruto spoiler videos for this month, so that kind of slowed things down on my end as I tried focusing on disputing that. So that's pretty much why this is late. So apologies for that again. I'm usually pretty quick with these reviews generally, especially for the manga stuff. But for those of you also who care about my Dragon Ball Super review, that'll also be dropping fairly shortly after this. But let's talk about this chapter. Fairly decent amount to talk about. The spoilers, I think, made it seem like to a lot of people that the chapter was going to be worse than what it actually was, including even me. I kind of thought that there was a lot of um, repetition of information in the spoilers, but when I actually saw the full chapter, things turned out to be a lot better, and that happens a lot of times with these spoilers in general for these series. But the chapter starts out with Boruto questioning the future vision he saw at the end of last month's chapter, where he's pretty much seeing that 5-on-1 against Kawaki and Mitsuki in his Sage mode, where they're all trying to attack him. Uh, Pretty much after that, we have Shikamaru ask Ida if Amado's daughter Akebi would pose any threat to Konoha, and Ida says that she's just an ordinary girl. So pretty much Ida looks back and um, kind of confirms for Shikamaru. Shikamaru is pretty much going through all the things he would be suspicious about. Um, but after that, Amado says that he hid all of this to begin with since it was none of anybody's business, and that because he wanted to push things smoothly since Kawaki hates karma, because Kawaki probably willingly would not have allowed that for karma to return, especially with how he was thinking at the time, which I can see that being true, but I still have my suspicions about Amado as well. Um, Kawaki kind of responds to this by saying he used to loathe karma, but the real people he should be mad at actually is the Otsutsuki. And I think this is a hint at why Boruto versus Kawaki could be happening perhaps soon, to end off the whole Boruto Part 1 whenever they get there. Um, and another big reason is because he blames these Otsutsuki for Naruto's life being in danger too. So his blame and his hate is all towards them. And I think that when it comes down to it at the end of the day, he's going to prioritize Naruto's life. So if he sees Boruto as a threat as a result of, Momoshiki being merged with him, he will, um, I think, try to take him out down the line. But we'll also have to see what the circumstances are. I really do think we are going to get a Boruto versus Kawaki Part 1 fight, though, to end off the time skip. I think that um, Momoshiki's might have one more, like, rampage moment before the time skip, too, and I think that's going to be a big cause. Um, Kawaki then asks Amado to swear that resurrecting his daughter won't bring back some new Otsutsuki. And I think that's a pretty fair concern from him, especially since he doesn't like him and he doesn't want to risk Naruto's life. Amado says that he really doesn't know as it's never been done before, but right now it's his final option. It's the only option he can think of to bring his daughter back. Um, Ida then says to call it a day since they're tired from traveling, which makes sense. They've been around. This is all happening in one day, remember? Um, and she pretty much says, let's talk again tomorrow. So, to me, I think this is going to go two ways. When tomorrow comes, there's going to be some sort of disaster, like code attacking or something like that, and we're never going to get a lot of these other answers we want till the time skip. Or we're going to have um, another sit down perhaps and maybe a few more reveals or a few more questions asked. But I definitely think some sort of development is going to happen for sure the next day. We then skip over to dinner where Boruto is asking Ida why she would pick Kawaki over him. Damon was hilarious here. He asked Boruto to look in a mirror. That made me burst out laughing. This kid is, he's such a troll. He really is. Um, he's been having these funny moments like that for the past like 2, 3 chapters, and it's making me like him more. Um, Ida pretty much explains though that her reasoning behind it is because she's 16 and Boruto is 12. Meanwhile, Kawaki is 14. So that makes a little bit more sense behind her reasoning for that. Um, Kawaki questions Ida then about her past alliance with Code, and she doesn't really answer since she's blushing just because Kawaki talked to her and even said her name. But Kawaki's kind of really suspicious because Kawaki's figured out that, oh, the trade off must have been that Code could go for Boruto then, which he was pretty spot on about. Um, Ida doesn't really answer these questions, um, but Damon kind of confirms it in his own way by calling Kawaki kind of smart. Um, but Ida then says there's not enough girls nearby to express herself and then demands that Sarada and Sumire come by since they're both near. Um, they both end up going there. Konohamaru tells Mitsuki not to head there because Mitsuki's trying to head there too. Konohamaru says not to go because Mitsuki is susceptible to Ida's charm, just like Konohamaru was. So that makes sense. Shikadai tried tagging along too, since he wasn't impacted before, but when he arrives, he does end up getting impacted by it, and he gets sent home by Ida. So that was taken care of in like one page. So that takes off a few theories, I'm sure, for what her ability secret could be. Pretty much, he didn't get a good look at her. That was pretty much the reasoning behind why Shikadai wasn't affected in the previous chapters. Sumire and Sarda are still not affected. So that's where you can start, coming up with some theories. And I'll talk about mine as we go on a little bit. But pretty much now they're all like laying down together in bed, and Ida's talking about her true love of Kawaki. And I'm sure a lot of people weren't really feeling this part a ton. But I'm just saying that based off of what I read in my comments when I did have my spoiler video up. So, but I feel like to move the story, I guess, you gotta point this out. And the real important part of this was Sarada and Sumire noticing that they aren't impacted by Ida's abilities, but they play along as they were. This way, Ida won't see them as potential security risk and won't end up taking them out now. And Sumire then informs Shikamaru of the whole situation. So they're communicating right now, I'm assuming, with the mind transfer jutsu. So that's one way Ida can't really, um, I guess, chime in here and figure out what's going on. But I was thinking if Shikamaru did I don't think Shikamaru would do this, but if he did accidentally talk out loud at any point here, Ida could always just look back with her eye and find out. Meanwhile, we get I think like a 1 or 2 page thing where Boruto's just beating Damon at video games. Just a few little funny panels there. Shikamaru pretty much says not to tell anyone else, to Sumire and Sarada, or to let Ida catch on, because Shikamaru is pretty much setting this up in a way where if Ida does become an enemy, Sumire and Sarada would be the ones that end up fighting her to take her out. And, well, there we have it. We have people now that could probably take care of those two, and it's done in a way where, a lot of other people genuinely can't take her out because they're impacted by Ida's ability. So pretty much my theory behind it is that they're not affected because both of them like a Notsutsuki, that being Boruto, so that makes them immune to it. I feel like it's a pretty simple reasoning, but I think that that's going to be the real reason behind it. They could pull a swerve on us though, and maybe give some other reason, but we'll see. Momoshiki then, we cut to him. He supposedly now knows the identity of Ida's charm power now. And Boruto ends up hearing this too, since their minds end up crossing then. And Boruto starts questioning him about it extra, and Momoshiki is not answering him. So right when it feels like Boruto's about to press Momoshiki for some answers, Kawaki asks Boruto who he's talking to. Then he says to come out to Momoshiki, and that's where we get our chapter cliffhanger. I really don't think we're going to get this as a full fight. next month. I just feel like it's one of those cliffhanger teases where Boruto's gonna calm him down next chapter. But this really shows you how much he does not like Momoshiki. And I mean, honestly, can you blame him? Uh, all in all, I thought that the chapter turned out a lot better than what the spoilers were showing. Just based off the spoilers, I was thinking that this was going to be a very ant chapter. Like, if I was going just off the spoilers, I might have given it a 5 out of 10. And we didn't get full spoilers, by the way, this time around. So I think that impacts things too. So that's what I think I would have given it then. But after reading the chapter and seeing some good things that happen, for example, we got a few more answers from this Amado Kawaki conversation. We had Shikamaru look in the have Ada look in the past to answer another question about Kebi. We got a little bit more interactions of Ida, Boruto, Damon, and Kawaki, and then the whole scene where we get Ida talking with Sumire and Sarada sets up, a potential plot point in the future where we could see Sumire and Sarada taking out Ida. So that was good stuff too, and then we ended off the chapter with some more Momoshiki stuff, a little bit of a revelation of Momoshiki kind of figuring out what's with her ability, as well as Boruto overhearing it and then Kawaki confronting them. So all in all, I thought it was a decent or a good chapter. Definitely not as good as last month for sure, and I know there's been other chapters too in recent months that have been better, but I really didn't think it was a bad chapter. Solid stuff for sure. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 at worst, but 7 out of 10. Good chapter. Hopefully next month is better, and hopefully they keep things going. But let me know what your thoughts are on this chapter in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And let me know why. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.